Okay, you traveled a lot. I know that this is one part of why you're doing your business, because you've done so many co-living, travel experiences, and so on. Tell me about the different cultures that you met, and why do you do it? Why do you travel so much? Why do you co-live? Tell me a little bit about where did you do, because you told me, now tell the camera.
Actually, I always loved traveling, but I also must admit that I'm traveling differently over the last few years or few months. And the co-living is something new, recent in my life. Not that it was really thanks to the COVID, so we can have something positive here. And it was mind-blowing actually, because it was the opportunity to stay longer in a place, to connect with a lot of people and different people. And this is all the why we travel, to know people and to discover different people. This is in differences that we can grow. And yeah, so I went in. Actually, my first co-living was in Spain, in Tenerife. It was wow. And I'm still, even if I don't go on a regular basis, you are part of a family. Once you have been there once, you're part of the family. And I love being in this kind of relationship, to be connected with the other and to what we have done here. And it's a long life connection now. It's we know that we will stay. We have been living for 1 month and being 24 hours, 7 together. Not easy, but it's so rich. And and it's also in the we are like-minded in so many ways, but we are also different. And this is how you know how to be more open, to see different perspectives, different point of views.
It feels like we've known each other for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
So what about France? You're from France.
Yes.
I believe each one of us that has been in France thinks they know a little bit, but what is France to you, and what we should know about it?
This is a wonderful, beautiful country, very diverse, because of course you have Paris. So it's a wonderful city, really vibrant city, of course. But I grew up in south of France, by the Mediterranean Sea, and it's some areas you could think you are in Caribbean actually. So absolutely wow. And but you have also the Atlantic. You have northern of France is really different, but you can, everywhere you go in France, in every region, you have something beautiful and different. It would be very different to be in southwest, in southeast. It would be really different if you go in Brittany. If you go in the very center of France, in Auvergne, it's also mountains, and you are in the middle of with volcanoes, and it's a green one, so because they're sleeping. Thanks. No, it's really incredible. So it's France. I love to stay in France also during summer, because there are so many places to discover, so many, and I don't know, maybe only 20% of France now. So it's really, you have so many. If you want to really discover each region, you can do once every month actually, to really discover everything. It's beautiful.
And what is one French word that we should know?
I have many words actually. Bonjour. Un verre de vin, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Hello. A glass of wine, please. Thanks.
Oh, the most important.
A word word that we need to know in Romanian? I think that would be... oh, I don't have the t-shirts with me, but I really like it. It's not really in all Romania. It's in the region where I stay now. It's in Cluj, well, actually in Transylvania. You have this like no bine, which could mean like anything. It can mean yes, it can mean no, it can mean maybe, it can mean I'm annoyed, it can mean I'm super happy. It can mean anything.
No bine?
No bine.
No bine.
Yeah, it's something that we use, you know, for everything in this Ardeal region, and I really like it. Yeah, I like, you know, because it can mean anything. You can just go to people, say that. If you write it, it's bad because no one knows what it means. But when you say it, they can.
Pronunciation it changes.
they can get it. Yeah. So I feel it's like it's funny.
Yeah, it is. No bine.
And about Romania and how to be a psychologist in Romania, I guess it's not extremely easy because there is still a lot of stigma. But in the same time, I live in Cluj, which is like a very Western city, let's say. Yeah, it's like very international. People there are very open to traveling, to seeing new people. So it's easier. They're more open to this, to going to therapy. The IT industry is like huge, and they have like a lot of benefits from work. Some companies offer mental health services, which is like great. And yeah, and actually young people also come to therapy because it's cool, you know. It's like now it's cool to go to psychologist, and it's like it's amazing, yeah, because it should be cool. It is like really important to do that, you know, to have someone to talk to and, you know, put some objectives, get your objectives. It's amazing.
It is necessary. I believe it's like, it should be like the GP. You have a doctor for physical, doctor for mental health. I mean...
Yeah.
Well, first it was Mallorca and Ibiza, and then it was Thailand, Costa Rica, China, and I mean I've traveled to a lot more, but those are places I worked at. But I think, okay, Costa Rica was one of my favorite experiences. Bali is my favorite place in the world, but China was the craziest.
Yeah.
This was like, cause I've never felt culture shock. Well, growing up in South Africa, I'm very used to different cultures, so that was never like something that shocked me. But in China, that's the only place that I felt like, wow, this is crazy. Like nothing made sense for me there. Everything was, yeah, I would say that was the craziest experience every single day. Like it's just little things that I cannot even explain that happened that it seemed like I couldn't explain to myself why people would say that or act like that, and it was also just very weird because I couldn't understand the people, like their reactions or feelings, so that was really bizarre.
How long did you stay there?
2 years.
2 years? What did you do for 2 years?
I was teaching English there.
Seriously? Whoa.
Yeah.
And how did you decide to go there?
Yeah, I don't know. A friend of mine was there, and I had traveled for a few years, and I had gone back to South Africa, and I decided I want to live there, but I didn't know what else to do at the time, and I was too afraid to like look for online work. Like I didn't even think it was possible, and also this was quite a few years ago, so back then it wasn't such a popular thing.
Sure.
You really had to have your own business to do that. There were very few companies that would hire you for that. So yeah, I just knew that I wanted to earn money, and there it pays, well, not anymore, but at the time it was really well paid, and a lot of job opportunities for native English speakers, like from South Africa or England or Australia, and very few work hours.
Yeah.
And it was very flexible. So for me, it seemed like the best way, and it was something that I didn't absolutely hate. So it seemed like the best way to earn money, and for working, something very easy, and traveling, because it's in Asia, so it was very easy to travel from there and again meet new people. Yeah, it seemed like the most logical thing, and also I had no other skills, so
Yeah. I'm very interested in talking with you about cultures, because you've been so many places. Tell me about the culture in South Africa, and how old were you when you arrived there?
yeah, I was 6 years old, and I mean, it's an extremely multicultural place. There's not like one certain culture. Yeah, it's, at first I really didn't like it when I arrived there as a child, because, you know, in Bulgaria, you play on the streets, you're with your friends, like your grandparents are there all the time, and you're very free. And then when I went to South Africa, it was very shocking and traumatizing to all of a sudden my parents were working the whole day. So I had to stay at home in the apartment alone, and they were like, don't go out, don't open the door for anyone. Yeah, if I ever wanted to go to a friend's house, my parents would come with me and other parents would be there. So that was very shocking, the move. But then I got used to it. I mean, I love South Africa. It's an amazing place, and I feel so lucky to have grown up there, and the people are my favorite people in the world. They are really so friendly and just kind and open, and it's a very down-to-earth place. Like, it's very easy to get along with people, and they're always smiling. So yeah, I love South Africa.
And although you lived for pretty much your biggest part of your life in South Africa, you were traveling to Bulgaria as well a lot. Tell me a little bit more about what do you like about Bulgaria? What's your favorite thing about Bulgaria? And one word we need to know about from Bulgarian language.
You can edit that out.
What did you say?
It's
It's my favorite. Now can we use it for the bloopers?
Yeah.
I want to have bloopers content.
Okay, I love Bulgaria, and for me it's weird because in some ways I don't feel connected, but in other ways, every time I go back, it feels like my motherland. I feel like I can probably forget a lot about South Africa, but with Bulgaria, like it will always feel like my home, you know? Although it's strange because it doesn't feel like my home in terms of friends or the language, because I really struggle to speak properly or like express myself how I want to. But just being there on the land and the people, it feels like, okay, I feel very relaxed there, you know? I feel like if anything happens, I'll be fine here.
Can you imagine? In Bulgaria, it's not a relaxed country, and it's something in the air. It smells like home.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love the nature and just the way everything is so close to each other and small. And I love that. This is something I noticed that here. I mean, I love Spain. It's beautiful, but I love that the nature in Bulgaria is not like clean cut and everything looks perfect. It's very raw and wild and just
chaotic.
Chaotic. And I love that. It feels so real and special to me. I like that things there are not so perfect and not so smooth and organized, and that's the Bulgarian in me.
So I just want to jump on here because we're never gonna talk with any of the breakers about Bulgaria, so this is my spot. So I want to say the yogurt. something I feel like I have a mission that I need to tell to everybody, that yogurt comes from Bulgaria and the bacteria only grows in Bulgaria. I mean, the Japanese are buying the patent for the bacteria so that they can create the yogurt, and the bacteria is the nice thing that does your gut good things. Otherwise, I believe, I don't know what it is, but if there isn't the bacteria, it's just cream or whatever. And I don't wanna, I love Greece and I love the Greeks. They're amazing people. I really like them. But honestly, they're just good at marketing, because it's not Greek yogurt, it's Bulgarian yogurt. Thank you. And we're very bad at marketing in Bulgaria. Can we say that? Because...
Oh yeah. I love Bulgarian yogurt.
Yes. And tomatoes. That's my other favorite.
Ah yeah, and tomatoes, yeah.
Oh my god.
Ah yes, that's true. The food there is still very real and it tastes like food. Because in South Africa, a lot of, except the fruits, the vegetables don't have any flavor.
And that's the same in many countries in the world. Unfortunately.
I was incredibly shocked by the number of digital nomads and entrepreneurs. I thought I'd have to make friends with 70-year-old retired British people, because that is mostly who finds themselves abroad in Cyprus. But in the last 5 years, there's been this amazing shift in entrepreneurs and digital nomads living and working in Cyprus. So I've never found myself in a community of like-minded people. I have 40 plus people within this community, and I could say 10 of them are our closest friends, and we always talk about our businesses. Even amongst the men, they're always asking us, how's your business going? What are your goals? What do you want to do? And if they know someone to introduce you, they will. I didn't have this in London. I was surrounded by people that had full-time jobs and didn't quite understand what it is you go through as a business owner. They just think you have lots of free time and it's fun and enjoyable, but it's not. But yeah, like, I've ended up creating my own community, living in Cyprus, to co-work with these entrepreneurs and connect with them on a weekly basis, because there's so many great minds out there. And they come and they go, but some live there permanently. And they're people from all around the world. Like, we're friends with people from France, Vietnam, Italy, Brazil, Germany, mostly Germans.
It's warm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But it's been incredible, like, to meet these people and for them to open up your mind and help you succeed in your business. I have one of my friends, Rita, rings me or sends me a voice note each week, updating me on her business and asking how mine is going, and then we share information and help each other within our businesses. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, the other thing obviously about Cyprus is the great weather and the beaches, 300 days of sunshine, and it's the most amazing climate I've ever lived in. Really enjoy it. I'm in the pool almost every day, so
yeah.
Brazil culture for me is like happiness, warmth. Do you know? I really miss the taste, the variety of taste, color, but I think the word for me that represents Brazil and represents Portuguese, because I think we are the only language that has this word, like as a word, not as a meaning, is saudades.
Saudades?
Saudades. Means I miss you or missing something. So with saudades, you miss something. And for me, this represents a lot, because I missing home all the time. But it's funny because I get emotional. It's funny because when I'm there, I miss Ireland. You know, because sometimes I go like for 2 months or something. I'm there and I miss Ireland, and in Ireland I miss Brazil. But I think I miss people. I miss my family. I miss the weather. I miss the food. I miss just feeling warm, you know, everywhere you go. Like, of course, we have our challenges and the politics and bad things as we have in all the countries. But I think Brazilian people are really, really brave.
What's your favorite Brazilian food?
Oh, this is gonna be so hard. Even though, because in Brazil it's really hard to find Brazilian food, because we take a little bit of everything and we create our own. But feijoada is a traditional Brazilian dish with made like the bean stew kind of, and we serve with rice and also cabbage and orange is a bit mix, and farofa, which is like stuffing, different stuffing. But yeah, I really love feijoada. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I think it's the most traditional one that I thought of sharing with you.
Can you cook it?
Oh no. No.
So
Definitely no.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I have a favorite thing about the culture, but I mean, in general, I really like Hamburg and the northern part of Germany. So I was born in Hessen, which is more like west and maybe a bit more south, but I grew up in North Rhine-Westphalia, so also like Midwest. And the northern part, Hamburg area, is very, I think, down to earth, more, sometimes a bit more reserved. I think that's maybe a general picture of Germans, more reserved, but I like it because it's not so super official, like going out all the time. I mean, do you know what I want to say? Maybe I find better words for this. So it's not like talking all the time, maybe without anything really to say, not in a superficial way, but yeah, in a very honest way. That's my experience with Hamburg and the people. And if you find friends, it's like really deep friendships and lifelong friendships, I would say. And yeah, that's my experience with Hamburg.
What's a word in German that we need to know? What was it? You were saying like the cheers one?
Prost?
Prost.
Prost.
Is that the one?
Prost, Dankeschön, bitteschön.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Entschuldigung für die Verspätung. This is what I remember from my German.
Yeah.
Grazie. I'm mixing all the languages now. What was the word that meant having fun? Like, for example, if you watch a video of somebody falling and you laugh a lot.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. That's a super interesting that you have a word for that.
Yeah, but it's so interesting that this word is known everywhere.
Interesting. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, because you're the only ones who have the word to describe it, so that's why we use it everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
It's been an amazing opportunity with Polly.
Just subscribe to Polly's channel.